is, I don't know if this is the best platform to do a GoFundMe page to raise money for 9/11 first responders and survivors. Nobody raises money for these people. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. It really is. The families, no, they deserve everything they've gotten. But there's a perception in the media, since it's been 20, and not in the media, in America, that 9/11 first responders all got millions of dollars. No, they don't have millions of dollars. None of them got, a lot of them, all they do is get compensation fights with disability. So I'd like to, is the best way for me to raise like 25,000 to distribute to people for prescriptions and the holes that, is the GoFundMe page?
Yeah, I think so, Vincent. I mean, it's a very obviously very noble cause, and you want to use the tools that are already out there. GoFundMe comes to mind. I don't know if
Is
Raleigh.
that the best one?
I would I would think so because the GoFundMe, I think it has name recognition. It obviously people understand that they're donating to a cause when they go there. I don't know if Raleigh knows another one, but otherwise, I'm just checking the chat to see if he's. So yeah, I think GoFundMe that would be a
And
good
I'm
start.
sorry if it was that long of a story, but
No, it's important. It's important.
it's a 23-year story.
Okay, Raleigh mentioned Kickstarter. That could be another one. But the Go,
Now, 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 I don't really know how to do this kind of thing. You do though.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well,
No,
it,
but like you're like, no, the whole, I heard you go off for that one day, and I'm like, this fucking guy knows his shit.
yeah. I mean,
No, but how do you get people to go to the GoFundMe page? Do we do it on Facebook
the mark.
or?
Yeah, yeah. I think once you set the page up, then like, okay, this is we're on YouTube Live, right? So then we could put the link in the description to this to the GoFundMe page, and then whenever it comes up, we'll make sure to plug the GoFundMe link, whether it's in random conversations or whatever. Right, the marketing you're talking about I mean, this is where Raleigh was. He may have a little bit more know-how on the marketing side of it, but I think we got to get the page set up, right? Which I'm assuming implies you have a bank account. Okay, let's see. Raleigh is getting into it now. He will need to shoot a polished, edited video to promote his campaign. It is very competitive. His cause gives him an edge. Um, so that's part of it. But I think in terms of the fundamentals, bank account, right? It's going to deposit all that stuff. I've never set up a GoFundMe page, but I mean, it can't be. Yeah, I don't think I'm okay. Now you're making me go to it now. See, you're making me do work, Vincent.
No, no, no. I mean, I'd love to have you on my board.
No, I hear you. Okay, so if we just open up GoFundMe right now, let's just see what it says, right? Just to GoFundMe official site.
See, when I went on there, they don't let you talk to anybody. It's some, AI chick that, looks like Reese Witherspoon or something. I'm not into that shit. It's like, I just. But how do I get people? So it would be put on Facebook and YouTube. You think?
This is where any and all social media any and all platforms become a place to broadcast. So once the page is set up, then yeah, you drop it on Facebook, drop it on drop it on Twitter. Even if in the morning meetings, if 9/11 comes up, maybe you talk to Mark, maybe you don't, right? But you can drop it in you drop it in the chat. Hey, this is what we're doing over
So
here.
I need to have a video, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to. It's all about how much more are you going to get your message out. Video, of course, is going to help. I think, yeah, it's going to help. The video is going to help and get the story out. All those things, because then people want credibility. They want to know, okay, am I being scammed or is this guy legit? Well, you got all the legitimacy. Um, clearly, right? Just with the certifications and then the background stuff. So,
And you know, it's interesting you bring this up, and I kind of touched upon it this morning. Do you know that my town had a 20th anniversary for 9/11, but the people that were running it hate me because they are they're totally anti-Semitic, and they believed that everyone that was Italian was in the mafia. So they refused to let me participate in the 9/11 ceremony, even though I'm the only 9/11 first responder in the town.
yeah, it's
They just don't. Oh, he's in the mafia. He's this. He's that. He's a scammer. It's unbelievable. And these people, they're all MAGA. And you know, look, there's some MAGA people that are really fucking far out there. And you know, a lot of people don't realize that Alex Jones got to be famous by being a 9/11 denier, and this was before Newtown. So Alex Jones was a 9/11 denier, and a lot of those people that hate me are 9/11 deniers. They actually, in meetings, had said to me, you know, 9/11 was planned by the Jews, and it didn't. It was all set up with the Jews and the Bushes. I'm like, so, and then they'd say, well, the 9/11 victims compensation program is just is a is a fund run by a bunch of Jews lawyers in New York so they can get their 40% um back end. I mean, these people are like really anti-Semitic, and they would attack me. It's like crazy.
yeah, I that the hard lesson for me, I mean, ever since my college activism days, is I always thought, oh, you need to get in with the big groups, you need to get their buy-in, their approval, and now I realize, no, 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 you got to do it. It's all DIY. You got to set up your own thing. You got to be in
Right.
control of your own thing, and you know, I just, I mean, maybe bank account wise you could set up another account or something, or like Ally is what I use personally, but whatever bank you have, I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to have a devoted account or not. I mean, that's just, I might be thinking too far down the road, but that's really the only key thing. I think is you just need that bank account for the donations to go into, to get set up properly. I'm assuming GoFundMe, that's how they work. Maybe they work with even a debit card, but I'm assuming you need that checking account, routing number, whatever.
Yeah, I have all that. That's not a big deal.
Right, right, right.
No, what's hard for me is to set it up the GoFundMe account. I don't, it's
Why
like,
don't you bring it up right now, and then we'll walk through it. Bring it up on your phone. I think you click it's for me. They're going to ask you, is this charity for someone else, or is it? And well, let's see. I mean, I don't want to push you over the edge here. I opened it up on my phone. How to start? Step one. It's so funny. They like make it harder than it needs to be. Okay. Where will the funds go? Okay, and then you have your zip code. All right, I don't want to continue it on here because I don't want to share any of your information live. But you want to try it? You want to do it? You want to see if we can squeeze it out?
uh, I actually have a telemedicine call, but
Oh, okay.
no, we're going to continue to talk about it. And, it's something I want to do. Do you think, uh, see, I wasn't sure if I should start at 25 grand. Is that too high, or 20, or I don't.
I think whatever you start at is going to be a good number, Vincent. Whether it's 20, 25, whatever it is, it's a start. And you are primary source. Primary source. Okay, there may be 1,000 journalists out there, right? But you know what? Those are all secondary sources. So you are true blue. You were there. That experience no one can duplicate. That's just what needs to get out there. And then
So
I
can you go to www.nan nano business.org?
Yeah, I think I saw it last time. Let me bring it up.
Yeah.
Nano.
So of course, That is so. Uh, when I started like 20 plus years ago, I had to pay like $20,000 to have a website, and then I'd have to pay some guy 2 grand for a pipe to take money. Then, and then it was 10,000. Then it was 5,000. Then it was 3,000. Then I went to my event, right? And they were like, "Hey, yeah, we'll put this thing up for $400 and
Yeah.
charge you $24 a month." And I know it's not that good, but I'm not the one. So I had some girl in college. She just, updates it every now and then. But if you scroll down, there's the article of when they gave me the the governor of the state gave me a citation. It's so funny because I've been attacked so much. I said to my wife, "We're going to, I'm going to, you need to come with me. They're giving me a citation." She said, "Oh, they're arresting you?" I'm like, "No, no, no, no. An award, a citation." People thought, "Oh, you get a citation. You're getting written up for something." So anyway, if you scroll down, you'll see the ceremony, the the article on the ceremony, and I know that, um, yeah, look, that's why, like, you like know how I can increase traffic so I can raise this money. Like, I don't know how to do that at all. I mean, it's like, you know and then I have my own website, uh www.vincentcaprio.org, which is like 15 years old, which was a blog, but now they don't it's called a website, I guess. And all we do is take my newsletter and throw it up there, but the articles on 9/11 are on there too. So sometimes what I did is, to show who I am, I just go back to the articles that are on my website and then send them the link. And then they're like, "Wow."
Yeah.
So
No, you're right. I think the this one came up. I think the other one, it may be the wrong spelling, but vincentcaprio.org. I mean, this is it. You got your face, on here. And yeah, so Raleigh may be the marketing guru for you. Honestly, you touched on my one Achilles heel, which is the marketing side. I've always been kind of down in the plumbing. And
well,
then
when you say the plumbing, what do you mean? What do you mean by the plumbing?
yeah, the plumbing is like, okay, you got to get a website, you need a domain registrar, right? So like one in one, or there's hundreds of domain registrars. You can get the
Well,
website.
I've been with GoDaddy. It was a funny story. I was at a conference in 2000, and the founder of GoDaddy was there, and he was like, "How much?" And he's a very interesting guy. He was a Vietnam vet, and he decided, "Oh, let me go to college," and walked
Walked in.
in, and they said, "What do you want to study?" And he said, "I don't know." And the woman pointed at accounting, and that's why he studied accounting and became an accountant. He's a pretty interesting guy, because before GoDaddy, if you needed a domain name, it was like $150 from Network Solutions. This guy's telling you you got a domain name for $9.99. He really revolutionized the business. He McDonaldized the business.
Yeah, I think in your case, Vincent, I don't even think you need a new website. I think what you got is already good, and it's just getting that GoFundMe page set up. And I mean, KISS is the keep it simple software, or keep it
Yeah,
simple.
KISS. Yeah, you can say the word stupid.
Yeah, you caught my change on that. So yeah, keep it simple, stupid. Just get that GoFundMe page, and that, I think, it becomes the link, and then you can just I mean, let's just take it one step at a time, right? So I think just start there, and then you can always build something separate if you need it. I don't think you need to, because what has my lesson been? The more complicated it gets, the more stuff you need to support, the more passwords you need to remember, and the more easily it can break, right? And just why deal with that hassle?
Like you see, you're talking to me now, and it's a cat, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, I don't understand. I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
It's
Like
all clicking buttons, Vincent. You just keep clicking,
like
clicking.
for example, I don't. I never even learned about emojis. Like I didn't even like. I'm like stuck on the IBM 360 from 1979. You understand? I don't. I'm like from the COBOL programming world. I'm like Y2K. I don't. It's
No,
like
no,
I
no.
don't.
It's all
I. You know. It's. But so you do you think? So you get to GoFundMe, but we would use. It's probably more important. We should just use my name website, not my
yes.
nonprofit's website, right?
Yes, I think so because that the nonprofit may just simple. Your website name establishes, right. That's a pretty good credibility tool, right? When you can click on someone's name, it's a website. There's your photos, there are your articles. They're like, oh, this guy's clearly legit, right? This isn't some AstroTurf website that's been made up, you know.
But now, but so somebody like you've been working on websites since you were like in kindergarten or something?
Something like that.
Well, no, like so when I had somebody do that like 15 years ago, it was a like they explained to me it's like a three three page not page three block website. So like my assistant, the emails that I send out, she can just drop in on the left side, but on the right side, it's got a lot of old content to the right. How do we, like, you would understand how to clean up the right side and
Yeah,
make it?
let me open it up again. Let me just
Yeah,
I'm on.
it's a three block site or something. It's a very old.
No, it's old school. It's good. It's like the 90s. It's kind of the
The
pre-response.
90s.
Well, the Space Jam. What was that? Michael Jordan film. That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's 99. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's an actual Space Jam website, and it's like the old school web.
Well,
But
but on the right side, I want to clean up the right side and maybe put the more 9/11 stuff on the right side.
yeah, I hear you. So the helper you have right now, does she updates the left side? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she just takes the articles that I write and then puts them on the left side, but the right side's got a lot of old content on it.
Yeah. Well. I mean, is she capable? Do you think she's capable enough to update the right side as well, or is it?
No, no. Like
Uh,
I would like to put 9/11 photos on the right side.
right.
I'd
Right.
like to clean up the right side. And you would know how to do it. Isn't it like WordPress or something?
Yeah. It just depends on what. Let me view the page. So yeah, it looks like a WordPress site because your icon here is the WordPress symbol. So yeah, it must be a WordPress site. Um.
Yeah, and we maybe you could help me if I say these are the photos I want on the right side and in articles on the right side so people could see that.
Uh,
Not
I had a good question. Are you paying monthly to WordPress? Do you know? Are you
no, not that I know of.
okay? So there's
I,
some site that you're hosting this on.
it's hosted on GoDaddy. I pay GoDaddy I think 11.99 a month.
Okay, got it. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. So then that's what we would call lifting the hood. So if we went into your GoDaddy account and logged in, then theoretically at Go okay, Raleigh's texting me. GoDaddy has a website editor. So that's where the rubber would hit the road. This assistant of yours, you don't think she would? I mean, again, I guess she's just doing a very limited. But when she updates the stuff, she must be logging into the GoDaddy website to update it.
I don't know. I don't know. She's able to just update it. Somebody from GoDaddy told her how to update it.
Okay.
So
Could we? I'm trying to use the existing as much as possible. Do you think if you said to her, "Hey, I want to update the right side with this," would she say no, or would she say, "Let me try"?
Well, she doesn't know how to do it.
Okay, but she won't be able to. You couldn't nudge her and say, "Hey, can you call up GoDaddy and do this favor for
Well,
me?"
look, yeah, maybe if you try to explain stuff to her,
Oh,
help me.
that's another.
Well, or maybe you could, clean up the right side, and we push down what's there, and we put, a picture of me at 9/11 from last year, the link to all the 9/11 stories, so they're not buried on the left side, and kind of put them in the right side. So when people go there, they see, they don't, they can see it on the right side, all the 9/11 stuff.
No, I hear you. Let's see. Raleigh's listening in the background. What do you think of this hot potato, Raleigh? What if I toss it to you? What would you say, Raleigh? He's gonna text me in a second. Let's see what he says. It's funny having him listen. I don't know. um, I don't want to. Yeah,
I
that's
know you don't want to overcommit. I know you got your parents to deal with.
well. It's man. That's why I'm just like, okay, how can we keep it as simple as possible? Um,
So what I want to do on the right side is put some current photos of 9/11 up there, and the articles on 9/11. The articles on 9/11 are all buried lower on the left side. So I'd like to put a picture of me at a 9/11 ceremony from last year on the right side, with, like,
yeah, I
the,
see it.
you see what I mean? And it wouldn't be that difficult to do for someone that knows what they're doing, like you, bro.
It's that's why yeah, Raleigh's asking like what the it may be as easy as just temporarily hiding the other stuff and bring your 9/11 stuff up. I guess from my experience, Vincent, what happens is we don't know until we lift the hood, and then it could be a lot. And see, if I touch one thing, it could break the whole site. Unfortunately, that's what's
Right.
it happened in the past with me, right? It's like, oh, I just want to tweak the site, and then I'm like, oh my god, what happened there? Um, but you have you have
No,
the content. I think
no,
maybe
no, I know. I just need to get the content up to the top of the right side, the 9/11 content. It's buried too low.
is the yes. Well, okay. My question is, let's see. This was oh no, but this is so your stuff is current though. I mean, what's on top is like March 18th, 2025. So you also want that information, I guess, right? Um,
Um, yeah, well, what happens is I send out a newsletter to get people to go to the webinar, and the webinar is once a month.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, I guess Raleigh was getting into like if you have a budget for this stuff. I mean, that's where I
Yeah, no, no. The answer is yes. I want to pay somebody to do it the right way. Yes.
okay, okay, and that I don't know if Raleigh's looking for that or not. I can't because I don't want to. I've been in this situation before, because what happens? Look, a month or two ago, I was riding high. I was getting back into my coding, and then my mom ends up in the hospital.
Yeah, right.
And then it's just like, oh my god, whatever I was working on, like 2 weeks just went like that, you know. And now we're doing. Imagine all this morning meeting, post meeting. That's become like a whole new. So I'm like, when I go to bed at night, I'm like, huh, I'm getting up at 5:45 a.m. to do two-way, and then the post. I'm like, if I devoted that much time to my own interests, I wonder what I could get done. But this is the paradox, right? Like we're motivated by two-way, but then obviously we have uh, our personal interests. I mean, Raleigh has a good point. Um, Vincent, have you used Microsoft Word? Obviously, you're capable of something like that. Uh, there's Google Docs. I mean, there's a lot that you may be able to get out. Yeah, Raleigh's saying like you are more capable than you may even realize. Especially if you mentioned the Cobalt. Just the fact that you know code and logic. I guess it's always the challenge is clicking things and messing things up. But like with Google Docs, with what did Raleigh mention? Let me see the tools he's talking about. Like you could get much further than you may be realizing.
Well, and I don't mind working with him, and we do the project and then it'll be done. It's not that, we do, he helps me walk me through. We fix my website. He walks me through the GoFundMe thing, and then we're done.
Maybe thinking outside the box, right? Next time, or on the few, whenever God's time, right, makes this window open up, and we could do something like this live, where you just say, all right, Ardizzle, I'm on my computer and I'm opening it up, and then you see, yeah, because Raleigh's like, this ends up being, it sounds easy, but then it ends up being a lot. I've been in this situation. I mean, again, one little thing. Oh, we got to make one little update, and then something. It kind of
No,
blows.
no, I understand. So no, I mean, I don't mind working with Raleigh on it, and then I, I then send them all the content I want on the right side, and it's only like probably 4 or 5 pieces of content, and then some photos, and then then we set up the GoFundMe, and they see the website, and we're done. I'm done.
I
And
almost. It's like whether would it be Google Docs or the GoFundMe website itself, or just the GoDaddy. Like just a matter of organizing. I would say create a Google Doc, throw the photos on there, and just see how close you can get it to this is what I want it to look like, and that may be good enough. That may be good. That may be good enough just to get out. Let's see. Raleigh had one more thing to add, I think. Right. Like once a Google document or even a Word document, throw the photos in there, the text. It can be as rough as you want. But with that starting point, I mean, we may have enough just to do a show to talk about it. And because Vincent, the website, I mean, okay, on one hand, yeah, the website's the big thing. But on the other hand, it's kind of not, right? Because the goal is the GoFundMe page. The website
yeah, the goal is the GoFundMe page, but don't they have to look at content to know I'm legitimate?
Well, let's say we're doing a YouTube like this, a Zoom/YouTube, talking about it. And if you have then even just the Google Doc we're talking about with your photos and everything, then we can link to it, and the GoFundMe page. So it may be easier than it seems. Those are all let's see. The marketing for the GoFundMe campaign will take hours and hours of time, right? That could be. We're in a new world. This is why I'm saying we're in uncharted territory. Because on one hand, what Raleigh's saying, like, yeah, typically marketing is the main work. But now with two-way, imagine you have that Google document. You already have your own website. So now you have one additional document just with the photos and what you're talking about, 9/11 stuff. And then you have the GoFundMe page. And then in the morning two-way, we drop that information. And the post meeting, we drop it. So would that be enough? I don't know. I really
Yeah,
don't.
man. Yeah, probably.
I
I mean,
think
I on Facebook, I have 3,500 quote unquote friends. So
it I say start it, keep it simple, and then you'll know. You'll say, hey, in a month or two, I'm getting some traction, or oh my God, I'm not getting any traction at all. And I mean, Raleigh's point is it's very competitive on there. People always think you just create an account, but does it work that easily? I mean,
no, and I know how competitive it is. Yeah.
I just why I say we're uncharted territory, because again of two-way. It's brought us together. We're doing totally new things here, and I don't know. I can't say one way or another.
All right. Well, I'll continue to talk to Raleigh about it then. Does I've sent you everything. Can you send me his email address so I can show him who I am so he's not concerned?
Yeah. I'll email you. I got it. I'll send that to you.
Yeah, because once you saw all my citations and stuff, you're like, oh, this guy is legitimate. It's not, that's a big part of all this. People, they just can't. And my daughter and wife talk about it, and some of my family relatives that are alive, they just can't believe, like, somebody. I mean, I know it sounds odd for me to say, but, you know, they can't believe that someone like me is considered a hero and brave. Like, they don't, people are so distrustful that they just can't believe it.
I know,
It's,
Vincent. I'm first of all in the chat. Did you see that? I want to make sure you got Raleigh's email.
oh, I don't,
I can email you. I'll email you offline. It's no biggie. But in a way, it's like if I talk about my union stories, my buddies just aren't like, you guys did what? You were at whose house at what time? And it's like mob stories or like Vietnam vet, like, yeah, we were in the jungle, and people are just, they're not wanting to hear it or whatever. But because of two-way, because of the way we talk, I know someone isn't gonna, when you talk about your history experience, it's authentic. You can't just make stuff up like that. So
right.
yeah, my confidence is coming from that we do have this new community, and that community is what's going to help boost your credibility.
So, what is Raleigh's background?
He's fellow nerd guy, computer science major as well.
So you've been friends with him for a while.
No. This is literally got on two-way last year during the election, and then Crazy Michael posts the after party after meeting link. Um,
Hmm.
don't know him from Adam, and then Raleigh was the first other guy on that post meeting thing, and it's just taken off like that. I mean, it's
So
crazy.
what now? uh, I never talked about this on two-way or to anybody, but so Mark, has had to do a reclamation project on himself, and I've had to do things like that too. So it's like, so a lot of people, they don't understand how is Mark making money on this. Like, how is he making money? And I guess you understand how he makes money on YouTube, because he doesn't make money by me clicking on Zoom. A- So it was explained to me by a guy like you. He makes money from the people that watch YouTube. And how do they pay him to do, like,
No, the
so
ads. Those ads that pop up on YouTube, right? When you're watching a video and you have to click
yeah.
skip. Yeah. It's very simple. They just get, it's the Superman 3, Richard Pryor, right? Mark gets a few pennies. Let's say an advertisement pays $1 for an ad. Mark's going to get maybe 1 or 2, 3 cents on that.
So somebody that I'm very close with, who knows Mark, asked Mark, how many people are watching on YouTube, and he told me the number, but I don't remember. Is it like 3 million now or something?
Let's see. We've actually shared the stats on the Google group, and we will have that on Discord, because that's the beauty of the media, is you talk about yourself, or it's like part of the conversation. And so what I saw is he's generating, I think, about $10,000 monthly in ad revenue.
Oh, is
Yeah,
is that 3 million people, 4 million people?
and I mean, Raleigh's comment is he's not making a lot of money right now. He'll make more if it continues to grow his audience. And this is where I think
Now, the other way he makes money, don't you? Which I would never say on YouTube. You know
well,
how he
we're all
make.
So
What's that?
we're on YouTube right now. So
No, no, no. But oh, I wouldn't say in the chat.
yeah.
Oh, you mean we're on? Somebody can watch what we're saying now?
Yeah, we can take it down. No one's watching it, but I can end it if you want me to.
Well, no. I mean, he has a concierge service.
You mean if you want to get on YouTube, you can pay to get on as a
No, no. He has clients that pay him a concierge service for his for his public policy ability and access.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's part of the it comes with the trade, so to
Oh,
speak.
right. Yeah, which most journalists don't do. They don't have to. I mean, Megyn Kelly, when she left Fox, was paid 25 million from it. Remember, I worked at media companies, so this is like my life. She was paid $25 million from to the Today Show, and she didn't last. But that was a guaranteed contract. Just like Tucker Carlson's paid $25 million by Fox to not be on TV. You know, Mark Halperin, after he was fired, wasn't getting paid to do anything.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
And Raleigh's just mentioned Professor Kenny, I think, was bringing this up the other day, and not surprising to me. I mean, my thing is like, again, if and maybe Mark doesn't believe it or doesn't, maybe he does. I don't know. But keep it simple. It's like let the audience grow intuitively. And I mean, he's got a hit on his hand. The only way it's going to stop is if, you got some big sponsors trying to, push some agenda, and then, people just don't engage. But I mean, otherwise, I think.
so do you watch podcasts?
So my thing is, Uncle Lenny is Lionel Nation is his pen name. It's like Michael something. But if you saw the guy, you would recognize him. Lionel Nation. He's on YouTube. He's an old time radio guy, going back to the Rush Limbaugh days. He was on that Rachel Maddow when they did that radio, some left wing radio thing.
Yeah, it was called Radio America.
Yeah, yeah, Radio America. So he did all that. But he's pro Trump. 2020, he was in New York, so he felt like whatever. He was a little bit maybe taken aback, but now he's thoroughly MAGA. But he has this crazy Lionel's as crazy conspiracy kook as you can get. He's all about the aliens, whatever. On the other hand, he reminds me of my dad, just like angry and surly, and so I get a kick from. It's like a bad drug from listening to him rant and stuff. Besides him, Lou Valentino is another YouTuber. That's how I discovered Discord has the video sharing feature. And then there's like David Nino. That's more, I'm in the conspiracy kind of realm in terms of just putting something on the background. In terms of real, though, I guess I discovered an options trader, Diamond Dave. He goes by David West Williams. He's a black dude out of Atlanta.
Oh, I've heard about him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've been plugging him because he's definitely not pro Trump, but like my dad's a big time options trader, and I could never, you know how it is with your dad. I can't sit and, especially if I'm taking care of my dad, then to talk about options, it doesn't jive. But I can listen to Diamond Dave, and I'm like, oh,
Was your father a doctor?
semiconductors, electrical engineering.
Oh yeah, right, right. That's so stereotypical, isn't it though?
Oh, well, doctor or engineer, that's all.
Well, I know, I know. I mean, I'm from Homedale, New Jersey, where Bell Labs was. So Bell Labs was the research end of AT&T. So the best and the brightest worked there, and that's how I got into all this because I went to school 2 miles down the road from Bell Labs, and in 1971 we had a PDP 7 and then a PDP 11. So a third of my classmates' fathers were talented engineers. And then, of course, some of the fellas, were Indian. Their fathers must have come here and went to MIT, and then they worked for Bell Labs. At one time, you see, Bell Labs invented the mobile phones, the cell
Right.
phones. They invented everything. but they
Right.
couldn't market anything because they were a monopoly and they had their hands tied. But they created PCs. They had the IP for everything, you know. They
Right.
were like Xerox Menlo Park before Xerox. They had the best and the brightest. You're talking about Telstar, all the communications with NASA. That's all Bell Labs,
Right.
Homedale, New Jersey.
Right. Right. Actually, it's funny on NASA TV, you'll see them running like I think the Apollo moon missions, and I guess the way they've clipped the video, it includes the Bell Lab advertisements. It's so funny. They're
Right, and the front of Bell Labs has a big water tower that looks like Star Trek.
right. Right.
Right. So I went to high school with Dr. Peter Kretzmer. So his father ran Bell Labs. So Peter is the smartest person I ever met. So I was in back in when I went to public school, they segregated people. They didn't mix them all up. They took the smartest kids from taking a test, like an Iowa test, in fifth grade, and then put them all in the
Yeah.
same class
Yeah.
every from sixth grade through high school. So I was number 18, and I never thought I was that smart till I went to college. And then I got out of college because my good friend was Peter Kretzmer from back to 1965, who eventually got his father ran out Bell Labs, and his father was, German Jew and, brilliant man who just died at 99 last year. And Peter went to Brown, and then he went and studied at University of Chicago under Milton Friedman, and then worked for the Fed, and then became the chief economist for of Bank of America. So, I still communicate with him. And then my number two in my class, Thomas Leidick, went to MIT. So, my number three went to Harvard. So I never thought I just, I was 18 out of 20. And if you fell to 21, they put you in the next class down. So it's really interesting when you grow up around these people, it's and I was always able to communicate with these scientists and engineers and sons of science engineers. Like I was like their cool friend. So they would come to me and say, because I was president of the class, and they'd say, I'm like, the prom's coming up. And so I was the guy that ran the proms. And they're like, well, what do I want to go to the prom, Vince. What how do I do that? I'm like, you go ask a girl. And they're like, what girl? I'm like, yeah, you might ask a girl. And she's going to say no. It's okay to be rejected. It's not a calculus formula, right, bro? It's just, we'll find somebody to go to the prom with. So I was the guy that always talked to these scientists and engineers back from when I was like in elementary school, like
Well,
in sixth, seventh grade.
that was the joke at UCLA. It's like, oh man, the engineering frat. It's all a bunch of Asian kids, Asian guys, but then the president's a white dude.
Right. And then, so now and you saw my nano thing. So I have all these members, and these members, most of them are 60 to death, and they're all white men because there's no women that went become
Yeah.
women didn't go and become masters in chemical engineering. If they did, they wanted to work for a pharmaceutical company to cure some disease. They didn't want to go work for the chemical industry to make chemicals for bombs for Raytheon and Lockheed Martin and materials. It's a total. So to this day, so the members of that group, some of them become to be really good, my best friends. They're like, you know, I they're like 68 years old, and they're married and haven't had sex with their wife in years, and they're depressed, but they're PhDs in chemistry. And they're selling chemicals to Raytheon. And like I'm on the board of some of these companies, and they're like, they just have never they're no different than they were when they were in 8th grade. It's just
Yeah,
the way it is.
yeah, 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 yeah. Vince, I gotta say, this speaking style, it's so casual and you're so willing to share that I don't think you need anything but this and the GoFundMe page and just sharing your story, having these conversations. I mean, people aren't going to hear it anywhere else. And there's nothing more that builds credibility. If you can talk for 30 minutes, an hour about all this stuff, I mean, that's the credibility, because it's like it's in the story. And then people in the YouTube chats or the comments, they're going to start saying, oh my God, did this happen? Did that happen? And I mean, that is what builds the YouTube algorithm, right? When you get people all up in the comments,
No,
So,
and that's why I like talking to you, because you understand all this, and and I gotten to know you and I trust you, and I figured I can like open up and talk to you. I really just You're a spiritual guy. I really was impressed by your knowledge of history. And I just was like, wow, I haven't met, because my father used to say, when you get over 60, you're not going to probably meet anybody ever again that you really connect with. But I was like, I've been listening to him like, wow, this guy is like 1 in 10 million or something.
well,
I just haven't met, you know. I mean, you got to remember, have the opportunity to talk to like Leon Panetta. I mean, you're like 1 in 10 million, bro. I mean,
it's
telling you.
these are always like, man, you guys are affirming each other, but that's what it is. I mean, this is all when I say God's grace, because the odds are someone like me, I'm supposed to be sitting behind some cubicle in Facebook or Google or Uber or Lyft, and then I ain't doing anything political or spiritual or whatever. I'm just following the company line, doing what the boss is telling me to do, but it's all, again, this, a fate, right? To be first of all, to go into the unions as an engineer is not so, and then,
Right.
well, meeting the Hispanic girl, my space to my place, that's a whole nother nutso thing. And then the divorce and job loss, going back into insurance. So all these experiences. And then with my parents' situation,
Right.
I get a lot of grief. We had elders visit the other day, and they were like, oh, so what are you up to? And how much money are you making? And I'm like, well, I got a project here and there. And then my dad just lit me up. He's like, you are not making anything, and your son is dependent on me, and da da da. And I go, Papa, I'm in a unique position where I'm able to take care of you guys, see what's wrong in the healthcare market, and this is where the innovations and solutions are going to come from. And like I said, Vincent, the mo money, mo problems, that Silicon Valley model of, oh, I got a good idea, now give me $1 million and I'll go away. No, 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 no. I want to come up with products and services I can put my name behind and just make a few pennies here and there, make enough every month to pay the taxes, and I will be very happy like that. I never want to sell out. I never want to go public. I don't want any of that. I just want to create stable residual incomes, that someone use the software and it works, and there should be no tech support. The whole concept of tech support is because the software is broken to begin with, So,
Right.
thank you. Thank you for the little ego stroke. I always appreciate that.
Well, it's almost 1:30, so I want to continue to talk to you. So, and I'll email Raleigh. So, let me get going. I got people that want to talk
Yeah,
to me.
I got Zumba. I got to do morning Zumba with moms here.
All right. Thanks again so much.
Thank you, Vince.
Thanks for listening. Thanks. Yeah. Bye now.
Raleigh, unmute thee. Let me see. Ask to unmute. Unless you're partying. If you're taking tequila shots at work. This is okay. I guess I got to go too here in a second. Let me text you. You may be not aware. There you
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Raleigh, that was so funny. You and me are like, uh-oh, someone wants to pitch me a website. Uh-oh.
Yeah. No, are we still live streaming?
Yeah, I should end it. Let me end the live stream. Hold on. More